Okay guys, here we go. Next live trading session. It was very volatile at the end of last week on Friday. We had a very tough correction in the traditional markets, and I think a little relief rally, a little recovery today is on the table with high volatility and a good chance to catch some sniper entries. So let's start with the daily bias as the opening ranges already started to form. The US market is already open with 7 minutes, so I'm a bit late. So let's make it quick and dirty here. Gold honestly closed below on Friday, below the lows we had here. We're still with red trend bars. We're coming from a downtrend. This gives me a bearish bias. It's not the strongest bearish bias as we today already forming a pin bar, took out the low of the Friday scandal and recovered a bit, but it's still a bearish bias. Let's go to the NQ chart, and here, yeah, we have this first red trend bar from Friday on the daily chart. It was a tough correction, but today I think a recovery is on the table. So, but still, afterwards the downtrend could continue. So that's why I've got a mixed bias here and no clear short or long bias, but slightly short. So not as strong as here where I have a bearish bias, but this bearish bias is also, it's a very slightly bearish bias, and it's honestly the same here on ES as we have the very similar chart structure right now. So yeah, slightly bearish, very slightly bearish, very slightly bearish, and here we've got a bearish bias, normal bearish bias. So gold, I would favor gold for shorts, but let's look at the lower time frames now, because it's important that the trend on the lower time frame matches this, and honestly on gold it does, because we came from a downtrend. Okay, now we had a recovery, we took out a lot of interesting levels, but still a continuation of this downtrend is possible. So it's a very new uptrend. Yeah, we formed some higher highs, and here something like a double bottom. It could be the start of an uptrend. So if I get a strong long signal, I would still take it. But honestly, if I get a strong short signal, I would probably even favor it. But for now, we still need to wait a bit. This is the next level of liquidity, the current day high. If we take it out, I want to see the reaction and then decide what if there is a tradable signal. So now let's continue with Nasdaq, where we started the day quite bearish here with the first 5 minutes during the opening range. We're trading always the 1 hour opening range. Yeah, honestly, there's no signal right now. Maybe we need to take out this low right here, this one, and then I want to see if we get a reaction there. And right now I see that ES already took out this low. Is it right? No. No, it didn't take out the low. So the liquidity is still sitting here as well, but it's very yeah, it's not a very significant low, as you can see. So there are definitely stronger key levels than this. And right now, honestly, yeah, I don't have a clean signal. So we have something like an uptrend here, but it's not a real trend. It's just one impulsive move. But all in all, it is an uptrend, I would say. Yeah, it is one, definitely. Sorry, that's the daily chart. That's not the plan. We're trading on the 5-minute chart. So yeah, okay, here the liquidity already grabbed, but stayed below. So yeah, we came from an uptrend. The Asian session is here, and this is the London session. And you can see the London session is above the Asian session, which is also a sign that we could continue into an uptrend. But I don't have a clean signal, because we would need a stronger pullback to the London opening range high, and then we could bounce off, and then I would look for a signal right here. But not now. There's no clean signal, so it's a little patience needed. But yeah, the opening range first 12 minutes after US Open are done, but we're still there's still a lot of volatility, I guess, in the market. So let's see if we get some signals within the next minutes. Okay, guys, now it's getting a bit more interesting here because, yeah, the volatility is still there. And now, especially here on ES, we had the pullback to the London session high, the London opening range high. So it would be great if we get a bullish signal very soon within the next candles. Then I would have the first nice long signal and a very nice target here. Yeah, this resistance line here, displayed by the swing suit indicator, by the way, would be the perfect target as the liquidity will sit above here. So yeah, let's see. But honestly, right now, yeah, NQ is close enough as well to the London session top. So if we get a bounce here and a strong long signal soon, it would be possible as well. But right now, markets look like they want to dump. And yeah, so I've got the feeling we're not far from the first strong signal. So stay tuned, guys. Yeah, it will probably happen within the next maybe 15 minutes. Okay, interesting scenario here on gold, honestly. We took out all the lows here, tested the London session high, and now we're about to bounce off. And honestly, to me it looks like we have started an uptrend here where we printed the first higher highs. Yeah, then now got a pullback again to print another liquidity sweep. Yeah, where we swept the liquidity here and here. And now a bullish signal. And I would enter a long. Even if I have a slightly bearish bias, the short-term trend is always more important. And I have such a nice target here, yeah, the current week high, where the most liquidity probably already sits. So yeah, it would be nice. But as you can see, we're already going lower here. So right now, there's not the signal I need. But honestly, ES looks very interesting too. We had the pullback to the London session high. We bounced off, and now I need a signal. Just a signal. And honestly, it's not very different here on NQ as well. Even honestly, it's not that clear because the pullback was not low enough, honestly, to the London session high. But still, we could get some bullish signals if we get a candlestick pattern, a signal from the Trend Pass Pro, yeah, like this one, for example, here. But this signal was without context. Yeah, there's no trend continuation, liquidity grab. There are some more criteria inside my trading system that have to be matched that I'm allowed to trade one of these signals. I'm not trading them blindly. It's not like, okay, I get a signal and I trade it. No, it's a bit more to it, honestly. It's not that easy. I don't say it's complicated, definitely not, but there's a bit more to it. Honestly, I have a complete checklist I walk through before I enter a trade, before every trade. And this when it comes to fear of missing out, revenge trading, over trading, then it's helpful to have a checklist to just remind you, okay, am I over trading right now? Am I trading just because I want to trade, because I couldn't catch the last signal? Or am I trading really because this is a strong setup aligning with every criteria in the system? That's the reason. And for this setup right here, the criteria are matched, honestly. Yeah, we're printing the first green trend bar right now here. But we didn't close with the green trend bar. That's not enough, guys. That's not enough for an entry. It's a bit tough right now. It's a bit tough. We have nice setups, but the real signal in the end, the confirmation, is not there. So I will wait. Gold is dropping further. Okay, that's the next area where we could bounce the London session high. Maybe we do this. It's not over here. Could still catch a move, catch an entry. But yeah, right now we're still sidelined. And I have to remain sidelined. I will not try something here. I will only trade really good setups, A+ setups. Okay, gold is making the first attempt to print a signal. We had the pullback to the London session high. Yeah. You already formed the pin bar here. Now we need another strong green candle for an entry. So, but we're still lurking around this level here. It's not enough what we get here. So, yeah. It's a game of patience. I already have the feeling I want to get a signal. Definitely. I want to get into a trade. But yeah, I have to always remind myself when I get this feeling that I'm trading really a good setup and not the first signal I see here. Yeah, that is at least tradable. I need the confidence in the setup I trade. And that's not the case right now. That's just not the case. Also not on in QNDS. There's this opening range right here looks quite messy. Yeah, okay, we are still in the opening range, so there are still 10 minutes left. And then we have some new, fresh, interesting key levels. But for now, there's no real bounce, no real signal. Also not here on ES. So yeah, honestly guys, I'm sorry, but I still have to wait for the right moment. Okay, gold is making the move. Yeah, nice pin bars. Now we're working on the first green trend bar here. Right after this strong liquidity grab, where we swept the liquidity here, and then recovered back above. We had the pullback to the London session high and bounced off. We started into an uptrend, higher highs, higher low in between. Yeah, it's a valid signal. I will try along if we get the close with a green trend bar. Let's check the risk reward ratio very quick. The potential risk reward ratio. So I would target this level right here because there are so many key levels clustered. The current day high, the current week high, the Asian session high. It's here is the liquidity, and probably the market will push to this level. This could be a 4R trade, honestly, but it's right now it's definitely not because we're going lower. Honestly, god damn. But there's some time left, 3.5 minutes for this 5-minute candle. We still can push back and confirm signal. But this is right now a bit frustrating, honestly. It's always a game of patience. So you want to get into a trade. You had the signal, but then the signal disappears again. God damn it. But yeah, that's always the game. Trading is a boring job, honestly. I know there are so many social media guys out there called traders that they let it look very flashy and fancy and very exciting, but it's not. If your trading looks very exciting or emotional because you're laughing and crying and all this stuff and I don't know, then you're probably doing something wrong. This is a red flag for me if a trading guru is so emotional. So like for example, this guy, what his name, TJR. So he's so emotional in his sessions, in his trades, that I often get the feeling, is this real? Is he really making these trades? Is this, I don't know. But the traders I know, for example, my mastermind, the Dr. Liebke, also the CEO of TRN Trading, traders like him, they're calm. They're analytical. They're making their decisions not on emotions, but on rational choice. They're on the criteria inside their trading system. And this has nothing to do with emotions. if there are too many emotions, then there's a high chance that you're trading not the signal you should trade. So, for example, a B setup, or maybe even C setup, because you want to make it back, you want a winner, because you already had a loser. No, that's not how it works. So maybe you find this boring here. I can understand this. But it's my real trading system, guys. It's really what I trade. So I cannot do something else. I cannot, for you, showcase here something that makes no sense. Then I will get wrecked, and I don't want to lose my money. So, yeah, I will. You will have to, yeah, you will have to accept this boring shit I'm doing here, probably. But yeah, this is how trading looks like. This is how it turned out for me, positive, and I will stick to it. And I know a lot of traders also inside our community who are doing this, and they're all trading without emotions, if possible. Yeah, and if they're getting too emotional, they recognize it, and then they make a cut. Maybe they will not trade this session if there are too many emotions. By the way, I need to be concentrated. We get a signal here, but no, it's too random. It's in the middle of the opening range. It's not right after the pullback. No, I cannot trade this. I cannot trade this. And gold didn't make what I want. Gold is down again. No. These are not the signals I want. Let's wait. Okay, guys, gold is fighting here for a signal, and we're quite close. So maybe we can get the signal with the next candle here. I'm just waiting for us to turn to green trend bars. Yeah, the trend bars pro indicator. Green candles mean uptrend, the red candles mean downtrend. And if we confirm the first green candle again with a close, with a 5-minute close, then it's a trend change. It's after such a strong signal, yeah, where we grabbed all the liquidity below these lows here and also had the pullback to the London opening range high, this would be enough for an entry. So, yeah. But as I say this, what happens? We're going down again. I'm sorry, guys, but yeah. This will probably not a signal. It will not be a signal. Now gold even could get a breakdown here below the opening range. Something like this, yeah. Then a pullback, and then I would look for a short instead of a long. So I'm prepared for everything. But it has to be a clean signal. And yeah, and Q looks very interesting because we already... No. Liquidity is still above this high, above this resistance line. So we need a breakout. And then I would look for a long entry, but I can only trade a long entry. We have an uptrend here. So yeah, we need the breakout and probably a pullback, and then I could catch a signal. So there's still, yeah, there's still something to do here before we have this setup. And Q's the stronger symbol. Yeah. ES is still far away from these levels. So this would be the right choice for a long trade. But yeah, right now there's no signal. So let's wait. We'll keep you updated, mates. Gold is still fighting here. Do you see all these wicks? There's already a sign that gold wants up again. We have a massive consolidation here. So yeah. This is also a range. So if we get the breakout above this range here, it would be a nice signal. And we have still this nice target here. Here comes the first green trend bar. Honestly, if we close with the green trend bar, it would be enough for me here in this case. So it's because this really looks to me like we're just about to break out. Here's the breakout bar. This is honestly exactly what we need now. So let me turn off the ranges. Honestly, I'm not using them very often, but it's very helpful to spot these areas of consolidation. Okay, but yeah, for sure we need a clean close with a green trend bar, or in the best case with a breakout bar. And then I would enter along here with this very nice target. I would love to target this level. There's so much liquidity here. It would be nice. It would be really nice. Another nice thing would be that I can show you a signal here. Yeah, I know it's a bit boring if I provide you with a session where I don't enter a single trade. But it's not in my... I cannot decide it. It's the trading system. My system decides if I can trade or not. And yeah, so if the system doesn't come up with signals in a session, I will stay sidelined. But here, this is interesting. So let's have another look at the... What the hell? Here we go. Stop loss always below the previous low. So still a good risk reward ratio. We're pumping higher. Yeah. Okay, we need a 2 risk reward ratio. So this is honestly probably, if we close this high, then I will try a limit order around here. Probably. That's okay. But yeah, let's see. There are still 2 minutes left, I guess. But it looks good. It looks like I could get an entry here. Here, the breakout on NQ as well. Above this very significant level, above the opening range high as well. So here, the trend continues, obviously. And yeah, maybe we can catch an entry here as well later. But now we'll have a focus here on gold. And yeah, well, I think we will close with this bar. Okay, things can change very fast, even for gold, but yeah, it doesn't look too bad. So I will have a close eye here. Let me prepare the trade now, before it's too late. Long trade is fine. I want to risk 0.4%. Yeah, that's right. So then this target right here, this very nice target, stop loss below the low, always below the low. 2 ticks wiggle room is okay. No, not a red bar. No. Damn. It was so close, guys. Will we make it? It's not... maybe a close here, about here would be okay. 1.5 minutes left. Then it's gone again. No way. No way. Instead we get this. A long pin bar. Honestly, it looks bearish if we close like this. Then if we close like this, it more looks like we could get a breakdown here. Below the opening range. Something like this. Pullback and then a bearish continuation. Then I would think about a short, but yeah. My session ends in 40 minutes. So yeah, chances high that I will not catch an entry then. Because it's too late now. Normally the best chance to catch an entry is right at the beginning of the US session, within the first 30 minutes or the first hour. But today, yeah, it was a bit too messy. And honestly, it still is. So what's this here? Huh? What's this? I don't like it. No. No. It would have been a nice setup. But it's not. And I will not trade this. Obviously. I'm not allowed to. Yeah. Okay. Next chance gone. Thanks, gold. Thanks for your support. Damn it. So they don't want me to enter a trade. I think the market doesn't want me to enter a trade today. That's it. But still, if the chance comes, I will be there. Definitely. But yeah, will it happen this session? Not much time left, honestly. And I think the chance here on gold is gone. With this candle here, grab the liquidity above this area, above this little range. Now we're back inside. That's really not what we want. I mean, if we grab the liquidity again below the opening range, like this here, and then print a pullback, yeah, okay, yeah, I would give it a try. But even this seems to be not on the table right now. Just waiting sidelined. Oh man, gold is such a scam today. Now we're up again a bit. It's playing with me. Here we have a nice breakout on the Q. Pull back. A bit higher maybe. Pull back. And then the long entry. This would be the thing. Gold. Another try. This time maybe. Honestly, these candles here, maybe you're wondering what this is. These are the high time frame candles, yeah? This is the 15-minute chart, then the 1 hour chart, the last 3 candles of the 1 hour chart, and then the last 3 candles of the 4 hour chart. And here in this case, we have a green trend bar here on the 15-minute chart. We have about 6.5 minutes till the 15-minute candle will close. And if it closes with this green trend bar, this is an entry signal. I will enter long then. This is allowed inside my system. So there is a last chance. There's another chance to catch a long entry here with this very nice target. I want to target this area here. That's what I want. But only with a clean signal. And there is no. Not yet. But there's still a chance. As it was in the past, this session. I think we tried it 4 times. Damn. This is the time when you get emotional and make mistakes. When you try to catch an entry 3-4 times. And every time, in the last few seconds or in the last minute, the things change. The signal disappears. And then you're sitting there again and think, oh man, it was so close. But yeah, it's always better to stay sidelined in these cases than to just randomly enter the market without the clean signal. So, but here on the 50-minute chart, we're still in the greens. Now we have just 5 minutes left. It's not all hope gone. Yeah, this could become a valid trade. Let me check the potential risk-reward ratio again. It's my greatest, it's a nice hobby of me, just to check the risk-reward ratio, but never entering the market. I like that. Okay, it would be completely valid. It's above 2. So if we close like this, with the green trend bar on the 15-minute chart, I will give it a try. I will enter alone. But yeah, there's a lot of time left. So right now, this means nothing. Still can change very fast. But I think a market entry here is possible. So I will, already prepare everything. This time market. Okay. And the stop loss always below the previous low. 2 ticks is okay. Maybe 3, it's okay as well. Okay guys, honestly, I think we could make it here. I think we could make it. Just about 3 minutes left. Traditional market is pushing. That's nice. I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if we move down within the last 5 seconds of this 15-minute candle and then this bar turns red again and they're not allowed to enter a trade. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised anymore if this happens. So it doesn't matter in the end. It's always better to stay sidelined, even a complete session, if there's not a real signal. It's completely fine. I had some good sessions last week. I'm in profit. And there's no need to risk something, honestly. So, yeah, I will wait. The market is playing around. But I will not get tricked, honestly. Hopefully not. No way. And now we're running too high here, yeah? So I need the limit order. Oh, man. It's so tough. So tough. Right here. Limit order. Yeah, maybe around here. At the high of the previous 5-minute candle, that this would be okay. Honestly not, I need a bit lower here. Yeah, like this probably. Yeah, that's it. Okay, 18 seconds left. Probably we will close like this with a green trend bar, but we run too high. And so right now it looks like I will miss this setup because the market already went too high. I wouldn't be surprised in this session if this is what's happening. So let's go. Limit order placed. But yeah, there's a lot of room. And we're already so high. It's not good. If we get another green bar like this one, then I have to delete the limit order again. So probably we will hopefully trigger my limit order on this candle with a little pullback. Otherwise, I need to delete this order. So here we have something like a real breakout right now. And now what we need would be a pullback, a little pullback to the opening range high and then to bounce off. Then we are ready for a long entry. And yeah, okay, on ES it's a bit difficult because we still have the liquidity here. We need to take it out. We need a breakout above this level, then a pullback, and then, yeah. What did I tell you guys? The market will run without us? Damn it. Damn it. I'm not allowed to get in this trade here. I'm just not allowed. This must be a joke, really. This really must be a joke. No way. No way. It's so frustrating, guys. I'm sitting here 2 hours trying 4 times to get an entry here. Yeah. And this is what I get in the end. Okay. But we're going down a bit. I will not delete this limit order for now. Maybe we will come back. It's not completely over. Yet now it's over again. Okay, gold is giving it another try here. We're diving lower. Yeah, we have a bearish signal right now in evening star. But it's not interesting because we're just in the middle of the opening range. There's no interesting level. This is just a random signal. So, yeah. Maybe we will... There's still a chance to trigger my limit order. But, yeah. Or maybe not. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. We're very close. We already were very close here. Traditional markets just pushing. No slightest sign of a pullback. So it's very tough to catch an entry here. Probably not possible. Not this session. So this is the last chance. I've got only 24 minutes left. I'm only trading the first 2 hours after US Open. And if I have trades open afterwards, then I let them run. If there's no contrarian signal or something like this, or another reason why I have to close this trade, but I will not sit in front of the charts from there. That's always what I do. And so, yeah, just 24 minutes for me to catch an entry. That's not very much. So I think this is the last chance here. This is the last chance to get into an entry. So I like that we're starting to consolidate here a bit. So maybe there is the chance that we dive a bit lower in between, trigger my limit order. But let's see. Let's see. We're not far from starting into lunchtime in US. And this means that, yeah, the liquidity will vanish then. Even the big players have to eat lunch. And yeah, but we still have 1 hour left, still lunchtime starts, so everything fine. Then the volatility is gone. That's also why I cut my session after the first 2 hours. Okay, you could also trade the first 3 hours, but yeah, afterwards I can let my trade run because it's not very likely that the liquidity comes back in this time. And yeah, if we take a look, oh no, I cannot switch because we are maybe about to trigger my limit order here. Maybe not. Okay. Yeah, then I always take a look at the calendar. Yeah, Forex Factory. It's just a recommendation. It's the best calendar to check the news events. And here on Monday, there's nothing interesting that will have a big impact on the market. So I will probably, it would be okay to let my trade run then. This must be a joke again here, right? If we now bounce off, yeah, and then pump higher without triggering my limit order, it would be such a joke session, honestly. Okay, we're very close. We're so close, and we're in. Okay, so now let's get stopped out. No, hopefully not. But yeah, okay. It was the last chance to get into this trade for this session, honestly. And now we're in. I'm fine with that. It's a good signal. I just want to remind you what we have there. So we had the pullback, yeah, to the London opening range high, and then we bounced off with a breakout above the range, confirmed a green trend bar on the 15-minute chart. This one right here. This green one was the confirmation. And then I set the limit order, and yeah, now price came back, triggered my limit order, and we're in. So let's see if we get a fast winner. I have only 20 minutes left, so it would be great if we can hit the target in the next 20 minutes. But I don't think it will happen because, yeah, gold can be volatile, but most of the time it's not. That's why I think we will probably not see this trade hit my target within the next 20 minutes. But let's see how far we get. We're starting in profit. We had a nice pin bar here. It looks good for me so far. Okay, here comes some volatility here on gold. So, but yeah, it's still trading around my entry price. So nothing special. But we had some big moves here. So let's see. But this trade is completely valid. I will definitely let it run, even if my session ends in about 10 minutes and I will probably not hit my target, but I will still let it run because it's valid. There's no contrarian signal. Volatility is there, and honestly, when we have lunchtime in the US, probably the volatility will go down for a few hours, and maybe afterwards at around 3 hours, there will be the chance to get some volatility. Honestly, this looks very strong here. There's a lot of volatility right now, more than here on in QNDS. Gold wants higher. This is a bullish continuation bar, another signal from the Trend Bars Pro, which signals us that this uptrend, which started here with the green trend bars, will probably continue, and that's it's a good sign for my trade. But we didn't close with this continuation bar, so would have been even better. But it doesn't mean I have to close my trade or something. It would just have been another layer of bullish confirmation here. It would have been a good sign, honestly. Would have given me a bit more confidence that I already have. But we don't need this. We really would need a strong contrarian signal, which would be something like a liquidity grab here, and then turn bearish. Then I would definitely close this trade. So everything fine here for now. Or maybe if we print another low and then turn back and take out the liquidity here above this level and then turn back, would be a contrarian signal as well. But there's nothing here right now, so I will stick to this position for now. Probably let it run. I will set an alert above here. Probably just draw the line here, something like this, and then set an alert. And because I want to see the reaction here at this level a bit later, could be interesting. Maybe I have to close my trade then. So if this happens, I will come back and turn the camera on and try to let you know what's happening, if I'm fast enough. Let's see. So 8 minutes left. S&P is going down a bit. Okay. And Q is by far the strongest symbol today. It was from the beginning, honestly. But without a pullback here in this green line, I have not the chance to enter. I thought maybe this green candle would have been a good entry signal, but the problem is that we had the resistance right here, this one, and it was too close. So it would not have been a good risk-reward ratio if I would have entered on this green candle. And even with the limit order, I had to go so low, too close to my stop loss, which would have been below here. No, it was the right decision to not trade anything here. And as traditional markets turn bearish right now, gold is regaining strength, which is not very surprising. The correlation is always there. So if traditional markets dump now, maybe get here, that we get the pullback on Nasdaq, it doesn't mean that gold has to follow them. It can happen that gold is just following them and drop as well, but it's even more likely that gold will still stay strong and continue to pump. So that's why everything is completely fine here with this trade. And you can see we're already in profit with around $200 right now, which is good. It's good. It's not it's 0.5 R right now. 1 R is around is exactly $400. But I will not close this trade, even if I end the session here with this profit, because one of the first rules many traders learn is let winners run. Let them fucking run. And that's what I will do here, if this stays like this. Okay, guys, just 2 minutes left for me. So I'm about to end this session, but this trade is playing out okay so far. Yeah, gold is slowly gearing up here. Maybe we should go down to the 1 minute chart to see the structure a bit more. As you can see, we're already forming an uptrend here. Yeah, higher high already in, higher low. So now next step would be the next higher high, and then continue, and then we have the current New York session high right here, where it gets really interesting in the end. So what I will do now, let's go down to the 5 minute chart again. Delete this. I will, easy as that, just draw a line from here till the end of the session, and just turn on the alerts. So if I walk away from the charts in a minute, I will get an alert when we are reaching the next very interesting key level, which is the current New York high, and then I want to see the reaction there. If we get a bearish reversal, if we manage a breakout, then probably we will hit my target. But if we get a reversal, let me draw it for you. Yeah, if we move up, then take this high out and then get a reversal signal after we took out this high, then I will definitely close this position, walk away with what I got. But for now, there's no reason. And yeah, now the first 2 hours after US Open are over. So I will close my session. And yeah, okay, we have a nice pullback here. But for me, it's too late now. Maybe we get a pullback here and then there could be the chance for a long trade. But yeah, the signal is not there right now. So that's why I will not enter. But yeah, still a bit later when I close this trade, hopefully in profit, I will, or maybe if it hits my stop loss, I will try to hop in front of the camera and take you with me. Otherwise, make sure to subscribe and to stay tuned, because in the next session I will also tell you how all this turned out in the end. I'm completely transparent with every trade here. And yeah, hopefully you liked this session, and hopefully we see us again in the next one.